There's a little mermaid down there. He was screaming. That's Casey, not the mermaid.
In this video, we do a really hard hike. We get to see a whole bunch of cows, and finally, we visit a really big dam. Welcome to Austria's youngest and only national park in the Styria region, Gesäuse National Park. We decided to start our hike at the Parkplatz Windendome, since it was directly off the main road and looked to connect to lots of trails. We couldn't have picked a better way to kick off our trip in Austria, and the entire time we were surrounded by limestone mountains and breathtaking views. The first half of this hike is suitable for the average hiker. The trail conditions are good, and partially up the mountain, there is a restaurant called the Buchstein House where you can rest and grab a bite to eat. Once you reach the saddle of the mountain, though, it becomes a whole different ballgame.
We just came from up there.
Didn't make it to the top, but that's okay. It was super rocky and scrambly.
Parts of the trails on the backside had cables to assist with some of the trickier sections. And on other parts, you just had to work your footing around on some of the rocks.
Okay.
Ultimately, we did hit an intersection where the scramble to the summit was quite long, and with the lack of time and experience, and seeing other hikers with helmets and other gear, we made the executive decision to call it a hike and to turn around there. Still, the hike was amazing, and if you were looking for a place to get some views in, definitely check out this national park.
We climbed up to that saddle right there, went around down the backside of it, hit a really brutal looking scramble that said it would take at least an hour to go up, and we didn't want to spend an hour going up and an hour going down if even we were that quick. So
Now we're gonna head down. Our last about 2 hours, maybe hour 45 minutes, and we have some sweet bread in the car, which I can't wait for.
and chocolate.
And chocolate.
Yeah, we have chocolate bread and then that honey syrup thing. I don't really know what it is.
It's sweet
It's
bread.
good.
It's amazing.
It's really good, but we don't really know exactly what it
I
is.
don't-
It's huge. It's bigger than your hand. And puffy, so. Day one of our Austria trip. We
So far?
decided to hike a really big mountain. We'll see how we feel tomorrow. If you love hiking, this is the place to go.
As we were plotting our drive to our next Airbnb located in Spittal, we noticed we would drive right by a nature reserve. Not wanting to miss out on a hiking opportunity, we decided to leave early and get a hike in on the commute between Airbnbs.
So today is August 24th, Tuesday. What's day 4?
Day 4.
Day 4 of our Austria trip, 2021. And we're driving from Graubing, basically south to Spittal an der Drau. And we're on our way to like a biosphere hike. But there's just so many amazing, beautiful views and scenes along the way that we just have to stop. So we're driving down the road up there, came down and saw this place, Kircheturm im See. I'm sure I'm saying that perfectly well, so you can compliment my German later. And we thought we'd just stop and take a look. We think that's like a beautiful, just a beautiful scene. The lake's kind of brown, but whatever. There's a guy fishing, there's a birdhouse out there, and just the farms, the little farm ranch houses that just go up the mountainside. We had to, literally couldn't help ourselves but stop and take a peek. So here we are.
We arrived at the Nockberge Biosphere around 1 o'clock, so we had a solid afternoon to get a good hike in. The Nockberge Biosphere was recognized as a UNESCO site in 2012, so we are really excited to check it out. We decided to start our hike at a well-established parking lot located next to the Glockenhut.
So we're out here in the Biosphere end. It's a protected, I wouldn't say totally protected wildlife area because there are cows and farmers and ranchers that live here, but there's very limited trail systems. And as you can see behind me, the background, this landscape is really unique. We've never hiked anywhere like this before. Very different from the middle of the country where we were at the last few days with more alpine, bigger trees, much bigger exposed rock faces, thousands of feet high.
The trail conditions were great, and anybody who has at least a little hiking experience would feel comfortable here. We came across our first fence crossing rather quickly, and it immediately became apparent that there was livestock roaming the area. I was beside myself when we came across our first little group of cows. I know, it's just a cow, but I thought it was so cool to just be able to walk by them in an open field while they went about their day. We were even lucky enough to come across a beautiful horse.
We made it to the first Alpe Adria Trail sign. So we're gonna take this. It looks like it wraps up over that rock, and we're hopefully gonna connect into another trail that'll lead us up to that summit for the Finock summit. If it all works out well, that's where we'll end up.
The hike up to the summit was scenic, and the entire ridgeline just offered view after view after view.
Made it to the top.
The rolling hills of the biosphere were gorgeous, and if we ever get the opportunity to visit Austria again, I would want to do a few day-long hikes within this park to see it all. We should also mention that the drive through this biosphere is really scenic. I wouldn't suggest it for somebody who gets car sick, but if you have a decently strong stomach, the 20-euro fee to get into the park and drive the scenic route is 100% worth it.
Our final hike of the trip, which actually ended up being more of a walk, was at Hohe National Park. This park was full of waterfalls, and it was a challenge not to pull over at every single one just to get a breathtaking picture. Day 5 of our Austria trip, and we've driven from Spittal, where our Airbnb is, up into this little national park. Well, it might be big national park, but I don't know exactly, called Hohe Tauern. And there's a giant waterfall up around the corner. We'll take some pictures and video of that later. We drove up the mountain road until we hit the Kohlenbrenn Dam, which is the tallest dam in Austria at 200 meters high.
And we were looking for this trail and we found it, which we're super happy about because we've been struggling with the yellow signs for a while. We're gonna be hiking the Owl Mirage Chute trail that should lead us down to the lower lake. We parked here on the side of the road and you can see the landmark up there is the Hotel and a gift shop and a restaurant at the top of the mountain. So that's what you're looking for when you come up here to do this hike around the lake.
Here we are at the very bottom of the big dam. It's massive, looking from down here, even bigger from up top. Highly recommended. This is only about an hour-and-a-half hike each way. So it's a quickish walk, but it gives you time to take some pictures, enjoy the view. We came around the corner and there's a tunnel to walk through. So we put on our jackets and we're gonna go in. It's maybe 200 yards long, maybe 300. So it's not very big. Let's go. Hohe Tauern is the largest national park in Austria, covering 1,856 square kilometers. Hohe is home to the Grossglockner Mountain, which is the highest mountain in Austria, standing at 12,461 feet. Make sure to check out the park's website before visiting so you can plan your best adventure. When driving through the narrow mountain roads and you see these odd-looking stoplights, please stop. They're for the other cars coming in the other direction, going through the narrow one-way roads.
Hiking in Austria is amazing. We suggest bringing hiking boots and hiking poles with you on your trip. We strongly encourage you to map out your hike beforehand so you can give yourself enough time to get the hike done. We cannot say enough great things about the outdoor activities in Austria, and we look forward to conquering some of the bigger hikes there in the future.